What's up everyone, Tony here, and welcome to another episode of Super Saiyan Review Super Saiyan. Today, we're looking at episode 126 of Dragon Ball Super titled, Surpass Even a God, Vegeta's Life-Risking Blow. We are here at the end of the Tournament of Power, and it's time for the big boys to get it on. Toppo versus Vegeta, God versus God, purple versus a slightly darker shade of blue. Let's not waste any more time and get right into that episode recap. 17 goes after Toppo, and as you'd expect, he is quickly put on the defensive and can do little more than run away and evade all of the new God of Destruction's attacks. Toppo Hakai's all of the mountains and rocks in his way, and 17 doesn't really have an answer. Just as Toppo is going for the finishing blow, a death beam from a distance blows up his ki blast. It's Frieza! He's back after being unconscious for about 15 seconds. Frieza hits Toppo with a paralysis attack and then shoots rocks at him. Yo, that's straight out of Frieza's moveset in Fighters, oh my god. But anyways, Toppo effortlessly breaks out of Frieza's attack and chokes him once again. He's in control and taking on both 17 and Frieza at once. Suddenly, this fight just became a lot like the Vegeta and Goku vs Jiren fight, because Frieza and 17 are shooting blasts at Toppo and he's taking no damage at all. Speaking of which, we switch over to that fight and Jiren is starting to get pissed off dealing with these two jabronis. He shoots a beam that misses Vegeta but almost takes out 17 and Frieza in the process. The two fights overlap, and now Toppo is taking on Vegeta, who begins spamming a ton of ki blasts. Vegeta has no choice but to block the onslaught from Toppo. He then manages to break away and shoot a final flash at Toppo, but Toppo's Hakai nullifies the blast. Once again, Vegeta's new form completely fails, while Toppo's new form stands tall. Funny how that works. Vegeta begins talking to himself and reminding himself that he can't lose here because he made a promise to Cabba. Aw, Uncle Vegeta, what a cutie. Meanwhile, Toppo doesn't give a damn and starts beating Vegeta like he owes him money. Toppo is now going for the finishing blow on Vegeta. He is definitely done unless someone jumps in right now and saves him. Vegeta's life flashes before his eyes, and he's reminded of his family, his pride as a Saiyan, and his promise to Cabba. He suddenly has a burst of energy that disintegrates Toppo's attack, and then Vegeta goes after him like it's Dragon Ball Fighters and he just landed a 40-hit combo. He just beats Toppo's ass, and suddenly it's Vegeta in charge, and Toppo can't land a single Hakai on him. Vegeta is just dodging everything and manhandling Toppo as he misses wildly with his Hakai attacks. Vegeta powers up and promises that this attack will be too powerful to stop. And then from the sidelines, it's Piccolo who recognizes what's going on. We get a flashback to the legendary showdown between Majin Vegeta and Majin Buu. Indeed, it looks like Vegeta is going to sacrifice himself again to blow up Toppo. Hopefully this time it'll actually work, buddy. Toppo begins to power up himself and generates this crazy huge Hakai attack. He shoots it at Vegeta, but everyone knows that nothing is more OP than Vegeta's ki explosion technique. The light from Vegeta blasts through the darkness of Toppo's Hakai, and Toppo is eliminated from the Tournament of Power. Holy crap, I was so wrong with my predictions, wow. Amazingly, Toppo survived the attack, and so did Vegeta. What the hell? He's no longer in his blue form and he's shirtless and he's really jacked, but I can confirm that he is indeed not dead. So really, that wasn't the Majin Vegeta final ki explosion at all. It was just a really powerful ki attack. Piccolo explains that since Vegeta has gone beyond Super Saiyan Blue, he's become unbelievably more powerful than the last time he used that attack, so that's why he was able to survive. Whatever you say, Piccolo. So here we are. Now we're really coming up on the end. Jiren is the only one left standing outside of the 4 fighters from Universe 7, and like a true jerk, he talks shit to Toppo for getting eliminated. The guy could barely even stand. What a jerk. Then Goku's like, hey man, that's not cool, he was your partner. And Jiren's like, shut up, and he just kicks the shit out of Goku. This was amazing and hilarious. Jiren is a god. Then Jiren starts powering up. Seriously, is that really necessary, Jiren? You're already killing these kids. Anyways, the episode ends on that note, with Jiren actually getting even stronger than he already was. What the hell is Goku going to do about that? 4 minutes remain in the Tournament of Power. The next episode preview is what you should expect. Jiren is just bodying everyone. But there's one thing that caught my eye. Shirtless Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta going ham. Whoa. Everyone knows that going shirtless makes you more powerful. So that's a big deal right there. Okay, wow, that was a crazy episode. I could already hear all of the meltdowns from the fanboys all around the world. So now let's get into those overall impressions on the episode. The Tournament of Power and Super in general continues to surprise me, and this episode in particular contained one of the most shocking moments yet. Never in a million years did I expect the new God of Destruction Toppo to be eliminated from the tournament so quickly and in the manner in which he was eliminated. In the end, Toppo didn't even get a single elimination. The entire tournament! What? 17 and Frieza not only survived this episode, but they ended up outlasting Toppo. What is even going on? I know that this has been yet another controversial episode amongst the fan base, and many think that Toppo went out like a jabroni and that Vegeta's power-up was unearned, but in the end, I think I actually enjoyed this episode quite a bit. I think the main reason I like 126 is because I could already tell that this is a historic episode of Dragon Ball. It will be remembered and referenced back to forever for one very important reason. Guys, Vegeta got a W. Vegeta got a W. Vegeta hasn't had a clean W since Android 19. Do you know when Vegeta killed Android 19? That was episode 130 of DBZ. That episode originally aired in 1992. Holy shit, man. Since then, Vegeta has had cool moments, no doubt, but he's always ultimately failed. Again and again and again. Vegeta would always contribute, but really up to this point, his greatest flat-out, clear-cut victory was against Android 19. Finally, he gets to add someone new to the resume. I never in a million years expected this, never. With the way the end of the tournament was being set up, I was certain that Toppo would at least get a big elimination or two. Instead, nothing. It was all a setup for Vegeta. Vegeta fans are going crazy right now, no doubt. Even though Toppo comes out of this looking like a real geek, the more I think about how this all went down, the more I like it. I really like it. Vegeta, by holding on to his pride and ideals, ultimately defeats Toppo, who becomes a god of destruction by letting go of his ideals. It's a pretty cool little story and ultimately makes a lot of sense. Thinking back, it's probably the most satisfying and logical way for Toppo to actually go out. Nonetheless, I do think they could have done more with Toppo, that is for sure. While I'm a fan of Vegeta being the one to take him out, I think Toppo absolutely should have at least taken out 17 or Frieza, or 18, or someone, anyone. He didn't get a single elimination, like this is just blowing my mind. Think about how much this dude has been built up over this arc. Way back from the stuff before the tournament in Universe 11 itself, to the focus he's had in the actual tournament, and then finally his involvement being right there at the very end of the tournament. And now think about what he actually accomplished. Basically nothing. After this great transformation scene, I was expecting him to get those easy eliminations on Frieza, 17, and possibly even Vegeta. But in the end, nothing. Luckily, I don't think Toppo's story ends here. Outside of Jiren and the female Saiyans from Universe 6, he was basically one of the most important characters this arc. I suspect we'll see him back in the next Dragon Ball anime, probably trying to come to grips with his new God of Destruction powers. I'm sure at some point in the future, Toppo will have his moment. Now, as much as I enjoyed Vegeta's big moment, this episode was far from perfect. The key explosion moment itself was not executed as well as it should have been. I think the structure of the Tournament of Power itself is to blame here. Unfortunately, that timer constantly ticking down is hurting moments that need more time to breathe, and that especially showed in this episode. While it was a great moment, It basically all went down in half an episode. This ultimately made Vegeta's triumph feel rushed and Toppo's run as a god of destruction feel lacking. Just go back and watch the episode where Vegeta sacrificed himself in an attempt to kill Majin Buu. So much of that episode has Vegeta staring into the distance or the camera just lingering on a single shot, and it's such an effective way to build tension as we inch towards Vegeta's big sacrifice. There was absolutely none of that here. They crammed so much into 6 minutes in this episode, and again, the moment was great, but that Majin Vegeta moment is just executed so much better, it's not even funny. I actually don't really know what the solution is here. I wish the Tournament of Power wasn't on such a strict timer. I wish Super wasn't ending in 5 episodes. Given its magnitude, this moment shouldn't have felt as rushed as it did. Nonetheless, I still really liked it, but this is a problem I've had for a while with Super's pacing, and unfortunately it hurt this episode as a result. Looking forward, it's all on Jiren now, who is clearly going to destroy all of these dudes besides Goku. But then again, I've been wrong about predicting so much shit up to this point that who knows, maybe Goku will go out next episode and Frieza is the last man standing to save the day for Universe 7. Who the hell knows at this point? I'm not even gonna try to predict anything. Besides Ultra Instinct Vegeto, that is totally happening now. Overall, this episode is definitely a 3 out of 5. A historic episode to be sure, a moment we will remember for years to come, but the execution was unfortunately a bit lacking. I wanted to see more from Toppo, and I really wish this was all just pulled off a bit better, because Vegeta's big moment, really his biggest moment in years, like I said, should have had more of an impact, I think. And that comes down to poor pacing and rushed execution. But it was still friggin' cool as hell. Shirtless Vegeta is about to win this tournament for the 7. And that's about it for today. An unforgettable episode of Super, no doubt about it. If you like this video and want to see more like it, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We are smack dab in the middle of all this crazy Dragon Ball FighterZ coverage on the channel, and there's still a lot more to come. I finished writing my review, which has somehow hit 4,000 words, and now it's time to edit. I'm hoping to have it out and uploaded on the channel sometime early this week. The first FighterZ mods are also starting to trickle out, so expect some more mod showcases on the channel this week as well. As always, there's a lot going on in the world of Dragon Ball. Remember to join me next week at this very same time for a review of episode 127 of Super titled, A Looming Obstacle, Pinning Hope on a Final Barrier. Thanks so much for watching everyone, and take care.